Good morning and welcome back. I want to do a quick video today on what I call guidelines or rules to follow when you're UV printing golf balls for your customer. Today on Laser Night. 2 or 3 weeks ago I released a video on how to make a jig and how to UV print golf balls on your eufyMake E1. I'll put a link to that video, I believe, up here, either in this corner or this corner. Highly recommend you watch it, but I got a lot of great questions afterwards, and I realized from the questions that a lot of you folks, although you're running your side business or your main business, you may not golf or you're not an avid golfer, and a lot of great questions came up. So I wanted to go through what I'll call kind of rules or guidelines for UV printing golf balls. Perfect. Let's get to it. So you've got an order for X many dozen balls, because people will order them by the dozen. Before I start printing any balls, I always run a test print. And the reason I do that is because golf balls are expensive. Up here in Canada, a box of Titleist Pro V1s, they're about $76 a dozen. So you want to make sure in the morning before you begin that everything is running properly in the E1. I've got a high level of confidence with this now because I've only once ever had a bad print, but I run it anyways, usually after I come in with my coffee. So I'm good for the day, which means I'm not going to end up spoiling any of those very expensive golf balls. I'm going to get my jig mounted and square it up to the home or the green corner here. I'm going to jump into the eufyMake Studio software. I'm going to prep my project just as I did in that first video, get everything all set up ready, and then we're going to prep my balls. You're going to sell your balls by the dozen. That's going to give you 3 balls in 4 sleeves. When you're opening your sleeves, you want to be very careful because you don't want to damage the lids. Nobody wants to get a sleeve of balls that looks like somebody stuck their thumb and already opened it. So here's how I open my sleeves. I'm going to grab something sharp. I often use my X-Acto knife. And I'm going to sneak in there a little bit, and I'm going to grab one of the wings underneath, and then I'm going to very gently open the top of that box so that nothing gets ripped. Everything looks brand new when the customer gets their balls. So most of the balls these days, you'll find there's going to be branding on either side of the ball. And a lot of balls now have what they call an alignment line or what they call a putt line. And you want to make sure that you are not putting your logo anywhere near that putt line. This is the line that golfers are going to use on the green to line up their putts to the hole. So they don't need any distractions or want any discoloring or distractions around that line. They want to be able to see clear white and a clear black line so they can line it up. So that means we're going to put our logo right here between the branding. I'm also going to put my logo in the same orientation as the writing on the ball. So I've got TaylorMade that I read this way. That means when I turn the ball, I should see the logo or the name on the logo in the same orientation. I don't want my logo flipped up or sideways or on an angle. I want it the same line right across. So when somebody reads it and turns the ball, they'll see the logo and be able to read it as well. So I have my jig on my mini flatbed. There's my branding. If I turn the ball, there's the putt line. And what I want to do is make sure the putt line is face down in my jig. And you'll see that turns my branding 90 degrees. And I'm going to make sure every ball in the jig is oriented the same way all the way along. And as best as possible, I'm going to line up the tops so that all of the branding lines up horizontally across. So my dozen balls are in. All my branding faces the same orientation. The putt line is facing down, and I'm ready to pop it into the E1 and lock in the flatbed. Here in my eufyMake Studio, you'll see I've already prepped all my balls with the logo. You'll notice that this is the logo itself, but I've taken it and rotated it 90 degrees because I want it to line up in the same orientation as the font or the branding on the golf ball. I have 12 balls in. I can now come down here to layers, remove my vector image. There it is. Get rid of that. We don't want to print on that. And now you'll see here to the right, I have 12 images that need to be printed. You'll notice I'm using 0-point alignment, not camera alignment. Camera alignment is great right here in the middle of the bed, but as the balls get further and further away from the camera, you're going to find that the alignment of your logos is going to start becoming more and more inaccurate. So 0-point is definitely the way to go with a jig. I have an unknown material, and very importantly, you'll see that I have a CMYK layer only, and it's in standard quality. I don't need a white layer because it's a golf ball, and you don't want to put a gloss layer on. Remember that the golf ball is engineered to spin in flight in a certain manner. So even those dimples and the pattern of those dimples are engineered to produce quality flight or a certain type of flight. If you start layering multiple layers of ink on one side of the ball, it will literally throw off the spin or the trajectory of that golf ball. So we're putting one layer down of CMYK, no more, no white, no gloss. I can take a preview if I'd like. Everything looks great, it's all there. And we are ready to print, my friends. Once again, excellent high quality printing, even with that tiny, tiny font. Your box is printed, now it's time to put them back. You may have noticed that the golf balls have different numbers on them. And in fact, there are 3 zeros, 3 2s, 3 1s, etc. It's important that you put all the same number back in the same sleeve. So we'll put all our zeros in very gently, put all our 1s together, our 2s together, our 3s together. It's important not to mix up these numbers at all. And when you put your last ball in, you'll notice that most sleeves have a window. You want to turn that last ball so that the customer's logo sits in that window. We'll close it up and do the rest with the remaining sleeves. And there's your final presentation. We're going to close our box. Take a small piece of Scotch tape, put it on the long side here, and on the long side here if you took the other one off. 1 dozen done. Just for reference, I've run numerous dozens through already. The most complex logo took 3 minutes and 30 seconds to do all 12 balls, and it cost 2 cents in ink. Excellent question came in as to how much weight this mini flatbed can hold in the eufyMake. 1 dozen balls weighs just over 1.1 pounds. And I'm pretty sure this flatbed can hold 1.1 pounds. I don't see an issue with it. I did reach out to eufyMake support. They said they currently have not published a maximum weight on this flatbed. However, on your large standard flatbed, you'll see here in the corner, it tells you the maximum weight you can put on this flatbed is 1.5 kilograms, which is 3.3 pounds. That's in addition to this very, very heavy bed. So by all means, this super lightweight bed is being lifted and moved by the same mechanisms. I'm pretty sure you could put, in my view, you'd be able to put more weight on it. But regardless, the golf balls, it's 1.1 pounds. I would offer that if you're making a jig for this big guy, remember you're about 1.1 to 1.2 pounds per dozen, which means you shouldn't put more than 2.5 dozen balls on this at any one time. And I've learned from other YouTube channels that the way the lasers measure height for printing, it's always best to make sure there's something in the middle. So you don't want to put all your balls at the front or at the back. You want to make sure you're loading them from the middle outward on your jig. That way your laser is going to level properly. I think that's a wrap. Thank you so much for sticking around. I hope if you're doing golf balls this summer that the rules or guidelines that I provided today are helpful for you. Have a wonderful week. Sell lots of balls. And I'll see you again on the next one. I'm Gord Potter, and this is Laser Nut. Cheers.